Welcome back. Not a podcast. Connor looks different today.
A little different.
Little different. Today, it's not Connor. Today is Victoria, a personal
Yes.
trainer here at Project Power.
Yes.
Welcome, Victoria.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Of course. Thank you
Yes.
for having me.
All right. Well, we
Okay.
don't know about that yet until we're done. Then you'll know if you're thankful or not.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I think so.
So, this is the Not a Podcast. We don't follow rules. We don't have episode numbers, even though on YouTube it does say episode numbers, because we don't give a shit about what they want us to do. We're going to do what we want to do. But in order for us to be able to do that, all of you out there need to hit like, you need to hit subscribe, you need to comment, you need to say some shit to Victoria. She's new here. She doesn't have the relationship with all of you yet. You got to drop some comments on her.
Yeah.
And she's so excited to see what you guys
So
have
excited
to
to
say.
see.
She has no idea. I do not preface this. When someone new comes into the lounge here, they have no idea what we're talking about because I don't know what we're talking about. Because Jackman!
Yo.
Hey.
Yo.
Jackman.
What's up?
Hey, buddy. He is our producer. He's our fearless leader of where this conversation goes. He's also faceless. He's actually a dinosaur. We found him.
Perfect.
We found him in the woods.
Yes.
He speaks English, which is very, very good for us.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
a stegosaurus. So, Stegosaurus Jack. What are we talking about today, homie?
I'd like to think I'm a T-Rex, but okay, I'm working on it.
Well, you got a little bit to go, man.
Okay, so we've talked a little bit about, you go off and you started to kind of separate yourself from the past friends and so on and so forth. But how do we make new friends? Like, how do we go out and find the right people for us? What do we do to make and build a community around us?
What do you think, Victoria?
I think you have to put yourself out there and find like-minded people. So for me, I moved here out of state and didn't know anybody. So
What state did you move from?
Florida. So for me personally, finding people in the gym, it's like-minded people. You have a lot of the same like beliefs and values, and you take care of your body and things like that. You're probably going to click with those types of people who are going to be your friends versus the people who are out at the bar and the clubs every Friday night, which is fine. Everybody has their own choice, but you just finding friends that click with you is easier if you're doing things that you enjoy, I feel like.
So instead of seeking out people that maybe think the same way you do, instead just do what you like to do and then see who's around you when you're doing it.
Yes.
Were you always into fitness?
Yes.
You were?
Yes.
Forever?
I was an athlete growing up.
Okay.
So I did competitive cheerleading. I did volleyball, cross country, track and field, a little basketball, like a little bit of everything.
You played a little basketball?
A little bit.
Is it different than just regular basketball?
Yeah,
You
the
play with the
basketballs
little
are
one?
like really little, you
Oh,
know?
no shit.
Yeah,
That's
little
interesting.
basketball.
Little basketball. Florida's different.
A little different.
Florida does shit different. Plays little basketball. Okay, go
Little-
ahead.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm a dad, so sometimes I have to do dad jokes just
No,
to
that's fine.
just to not explode. So
Yes.
that's mine for today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
It was
so
great.
You came in from Florida. You didn't know anybody, so you met people in the gym.
Yes.
That was how you met people.
Yes.
And how do you meet people in the gym?
Well, usually it's girls, obviously, first. In the locker room, girls do their small talk of like, oh, I like your hair. I like your outfit.
Is that what happens in there?
Sometimes, yeah. Like,
No shit.
yeah. Or like maybe you get a compliment from one of the other girls who sees you working really hard and it sparks a conversation about stuff. And then sometimes it even gets into like, I'm a mom, I have kids, or whatever it might be. And from that point, like you now have somebody that you talk to, and then, maybe you exchange numbers or social medias or something. And then like the relationship kind of blossoms after that.
So it's literally random.
Yes.
No way.
Yes.
Guys, when we just punch each other in the face.
Oh,
as we
I'm
walk
aware.
around. We don't.
3 brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're in the locker room, you're changing, and someone goes, "That's a great hairdo that you have." And you go, "Thank you. I do it myself." Oh, really? And then it's just, now we're best friends?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say best friends off the start, but like, if you're clicking and stuff, then yeah, the conversation just kind of happens naturally, and it's how you meet people.
Are there instances where like you try to give a compliment and then like they're not having new friends, like their friend limit has been reached and they don't want to?
Yes, you can definitely get the vibe from the people that are like that, and you just kind of smile it off and all right, like not meant to be friends, it's fine. I don't take it personal.
Gotcha.
I don't take things personal when people act like that. I think that that's just them. And if they're not seeking out a friend or somebody else, it could be that they don't want that. They're going through a lot. Maybe they're intimidated, whatever it might be. They're not looking for it. So you just let it go.
I think this is actually a really big point, just because, you know, maybe for the three of us, it's kind of common knowledge of how to meet people.
Yeah.
But I would say, you know, for the years of 20 and under, like, you don't meet people personally first. You talk to them online for 3 months before you decide to spend any time with them. So this might be a really good point for you guys out there that maybe are struggling to find a new circle, is that that's just it. Yeah. It's just a random little compliment.
Just spark up a conversation, you know.
But what is, like, how do you do that?
But it just depends on the situation. Like, I'm using the gym for reference. Like I said, like, if I see like a girl who's working like really hard, and I've been seeing her in here consistently, like really putting in the work, like I might go up to her when she's not in the middle of working out, because respecting her time.
Got it.
And just saying like, hey, like, I see you in here all the time working really hard. I just want to tell you, like, that's awesome. Keep it up. And from that point, the conversation should hopefully go smoothly. If not, then like I said, you just kind of take it as, okay, you just gave this girl a compliment. Hopefully it made her day, and go about your business.
What's so funny about what you just said was that was verbatim what I said in the episode about how to approach a girl and like how do you flirt in the gym. And
okay.
Like, that's literally exactly what I said. I
really?
said walk up, give an honest compliment, and then fucking walk away. And if it transpires, then it's good. If it doesn't, well, then, you know, you gave the opportunity, and now you know.
Yes.
But like, you don't sit there and be like, "Hi, I would like to be your friend."
No, you don't.
Can we be friends?
Yeah.
Like, you don't say that.
You don't push.
No, you just give a compliment, and if they're open to it and they dialogue back, now there's effort both ways.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't it fucking crazy that needs to be explained?
A little bit. You would think that common sense would come into play a little bit for some people, but I don't think some people think the way that they should sometimes, and it just kind of slips their mind that they should like say something and then let it go. Yeah. And if something happens out of it, then that's awesome, but if not, like, let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go.
I mean, amen to that.
Yeah.
That's probably the biggest thing that you can probably learn as an adult, is like, do your piece. And then you're done. Yeah. There's nothing else for you to do other than to observe what happens. And then if it's, you know, then observation goes the way you don't want it to go, that's your answer.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like, be okay with it.
You have to be okay with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that's where things get screwed up, or like maybe your own psyche gets messed up because you're like, every time I talk to people, like, it's always awkward. It's like you probably keep going when it's past the point of no return. You're probably making it awkward.
Yeah, and confidence. Confidence is key.
So, like,
a little bit, like,
how impossible is it to explain confidence?
It's super impossible. I feel like confidence is really important in all aspects of your life. Like, to talk to friends, to maybe form a new relationship, in a marriage, in a friendship, like whatever it might be. Because if you don't have the confidence, then you're going to think like, I don't deserve to talk to this person, or they don't want to talk to me because...
Why would they want to talk to me? I bring no value.
Yeah. You got to have confidence within yourself.
How the fuck do you feel valuable?
It's a good question.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, I think
Did you ever struggle with that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I was super... Like, even I tell my husband all the time, years and years ago, like, I would struggle with like the confidence aspect of like worrying about like other girls and things like that in the beginning. But now where I'm at, I'm like super confident in myself on all ends. Like, on a friendship, if you're not valuing my time and I'm not valuing your time, this friendship isn't worth my time. And same for like in my marriage, like, I feel confident within myself. I don't have to worry about other people. And if I do, then that's a them problem, not a me problem, because I'm confident.
Yeah. Where did that come from? Like, for me, that issue was like, I think every kid, every adolescent worries and screws up confidence, because if they have it, it's actually cockiness. And if they don't have it, then obviously then it's very visible that they don't have confidence.
Yes.
The gaining of confidence, or how to create confidence, I don't think most people have any fucking clue where it stems from and what it comes from, because we have such a society of avoiders.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Confidence only comes from the pain that you have felt and overcome, persevered through by determination.
Yeah.
On your own merit.
Yeah.
Okay? Every single thing that you're confident in being a great wife or being a great mom or having an attractive physique, like only reason you have whatever you have is because you've effort-based pain return processed your way through something, and you go, I have that.
Yeah.
I gained
for
it,
sure.
you know?
I think it's the trial and error. You have to put yourself through things to gain it. Maybe that's a good way to put it, because I wasn't always confident in the gym. I wasn't always confident in being a mom.
Right.
Or a wife or anything, but like with time I gained that knowledge and I gained that confidence, and you start to feel like, okay, I'm actually getting good at this. Like I'm feeling pretty confident now.
But what makes you feel like you're getting good at it? Because there's plenty of people who will work out for 5-6 years and still have zero confidence in themselves.
For me in the gym personally, when I see my physique change, when I feel the way that my clothes fit differently, or like my numbers on certain movements going up, that increases my strength, and like it increases my confidence the way that I feel just by like doing those little types of things over the course of time. Like for instance, like when I ever first started barbell back squatting, I was doing like 65 pounds, and I have gotten myself up to a fairly large number over the course of years, and it feels really good because you feel strong, which then transpires for me to confidence for myself.
I believe that confidence comes from, like, because there's moments where you had that squat on your back, and when it was 65 pounds, you didn't think anything of it because maybe you saw a lot of other girls doing that same amount of weight, right? Maybe you saw most people being able to do X, Y, and Z, and then when you're doing what most people are doing, you don't have confidence.
Yeah.
Maybe you have like an understanding that I am able to.
Yeah.
But being able to do something and having confidence in it, I think, are two different things.
100%.
Right? So you gained quote unquote confidence not when I think you saw the difference between where you started and where you're at. I think you gain the confidence when you go, what I am currently doing, either most can't do or refuse to do or won't do.
Yeah.
Because that in of itself then solidifies your uniqueness to yourself, and that uniqueness is where value comes from.
Very true.
Right?
Yeah.
So if I go, all right, what I am currently doing, I know for a fucking fact most people would choose not to do what I'm about to do. That makes me different. And now you have confidence in the fact where you can walk out with your chest out knowing that what you just did, most people would not have done.
Agreed.
Right?
Yeah.
You felt like shit the other night.
Yeah.
You did not want to work out.
Agreed.
You came and you did it. You know that entire process in your mind, you were going, no, most people would have just stayed home.
Yeah.
And because you didn't stay home, you now can walk around and talk with confidence because you did something you know most people won't. So when you talk to people, the percentage or the chance that they have also done what you've done is low.
Yeah.
So I can speak with this like bravado, and I can present myself and information properly because I know there's a high likelihood that you can't compete with what I fucking did, can do, or will do.
Yeah. 100%.
And that's not cockiness.
No.
That is a reflective
of
right?
myself. Yeah.
Of yourself.
Yeah.
You looked back and you go, I did this and this and this and this. I know most wives won't, be this good to their husbands, and most mothers won't be this good to their kids.
Yeah.
And then there's moments throughout your day, I think you go and you witness how right you actually are.
Yeah.
Right?
That's where it's at. Yeah.
Because you go,
Yeah.
I just saw that mom absolutely break down at Target, and I felt what she feels.
Oh, 100%.
But I chose not to break down. I chose to keep my cool and keep my composure, and I did a better job than that. And that's not judgmental.
No.
But it's an awareness.
Yeah. You have to be aware.
You have to.
Yeah.
So people with confidence aren't cocky. They're not like pretending that they're better than they are, which is what I think most people think confidence is.
Yeah.
Right? Pretending they can accomplish something that they don't think they can accomplish.
Uh-huh.
Confidence is knowing that I am willing to do what most people won't. So even if I haven't attempted what I'm about to attempt, there's a high likelihood that I'm going to be able to do it.
Yeah. For sure.
Because of your past experiences.
Exactly.
So if you don't try hard shit, you don't put yourself in positions where most people would say, don't do that, I can't do that, you shouldn't do that, you're never going to have confidence.
Oh, yeah.
Ever.
You got to step outside of your comfort zone to
100%.
Grow as a person.
To have confidence. You can't walk up to that stranger and in your mind be like, you know what, I'm going to give this person a gift, and that gift is to talk to me because I am a gift.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm going to gift myself to this person. And if they choose not to receive the gift, well, what an idiot they are.
Yeah.
They just said no to a gift.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to force you to take a gift.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
But if your mindset is the opposite and everyone else is a gift, or they give you a gift to be in your life, well, then that's why you become a desperate, clingy, you know what I mean, anxiety-ridden type person.
Yeah.
Because you constantly think everyone in the entire world has to give you all the good things in your life.
Yeah.
And so you're scared that it's going to get taken away, or that this person won't give you what you need, and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So I think, to build friendships and to build circles and to build a community, like, you have to be a gift. Like, you have to live a life that is a gift for others.
Yeah.
And then you will find people who deserve that gift. And then they will then reciprocate by giving their gifts.
Yeah.
And now you have a community of gift givers, and the fucking place is powerful.
Yeah.
You can't fuck with that.
No.
Write it down. Write that one down.
It's good.
That was great.
It's good.
It's good. It's important to acknowledge that stuff, because, again, with social media, the amount of inflated bullshit,
Oh, yeah. That's
shallowness,
the whole thing in itself.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's fucking wild.
It's ridiculous.
How much people talk out of their ass about things they know nothing about.
Oh, yeah. They'll believe anything they see on social media.
They cling to it.
I know.
They cling to gifts because
And
they
I
don't have any of their own.
always tell, like, clients and friends, like, don't believe everything you see on social media.
Listen.
That's just, you don't want to do that, you know?
I know a good amount of people, and obviously I follow all of them on social media.
Yep.
The amount of people that accurately portray themselves on social media versus what I know of them in real life is quite small.
That's sad.
What are the differences?
Well, number one, highlight reel, right? Everyone's social media is a highlight reel,
Always.
right?
Yeah, they don't want to show the bad and all of that.
No.
Yeah.
No, but also, like, you don't want to show the bad, but there's also people who only show the bad.
Yeah.
Right? There
Yeah.
are accounts and there's friends who literally just bitch and moan about shit every
all
fucking
the time.
day, right?
Yeah.
You know what it is? It's whatever they believe is going to get them attention. Some people,
Yeah.
when they put their car online, they get a lot of attention. Other people, when they talk about how they got fucked at work, get a lot of attention.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So other people get a lot of attention when they show pictures of their loved ones, right?
Yeah.
Other people take vacation photos. Like, whatever, it's a cause and effect thing. The internet and social media is not constructed in any way that's, like, violent towards us as people. All the internet and social media is a pure reflection of whatever the fuck we ask for.
Yeah.
And that's why it's turned into what it's turned into, is because everyone asks for love and attention.
Yeah.
So that's what Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and everything has turned into, is whatever gets you attention, that's what you're going to start posting.
It's like a dopamine hit.
It's all it is. And,
Yeah.
and it's been talked to an exhaustion. There's documentaries.
Yeah.
and
I
all
was going to
sorts of
say
shit.
there's a documentary on it about
Yeah.
how people wait for that because it's a dopamine hit. Like, it's just as addictive as, like, cigarettes and other things they're
course.
learning. So,
Not only that, but now it's gotten to the point where social media will, for example, there's a story, and I think this was in the documentary or not, don't quote me, but there's a story about a lady that was she was pro-vax. She was pro-vaccine.
okay.
And she was literally looking up groups on Facebook to join that were pro-vaccine. And every time she started typing in vaccine, it just threw up anti-vax groups. Mm-hmm. She wrote pro-vaccine, and all it would show her is anti-vax groups.
Yeah.
It was purposefully trying to piss her off.
Oh, 100%.
Because if you look at, like, what entertains you, it's the like, if I'm driving, and what entertains us mostly when we're driving, accidents. Everyone wants to stop and watch and look at the crazy accident. No one
Yeah.
watches the cars driving by. They watch the anti-drive-by, which is a car crash.
Yeah.
When I have a certain belief, what catches my attention? How the fuck could they believe that?
Yeah.
That's so crazy. What a bunch of crazy people. But you're sitting there staring at it.
Uh-huh.
The stuff you agree with, you just fucking
Yeah.
scroll right past.
That's the stuff you don't that captures your attention.
Which is what they're going to fucking show you.
Yep.
There's a whole bunch of shit you don't agree with.
Yeah.
So that it riles you up, and then you go tell your friends, and then they look it up. And
Yeah.
so it's not the shit you're actually... Like, everyone thinks that social media only shows you the things you like. No, it shows you shit you fucking can't stand, because that's what gets you fired up. Look at me talking
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
We were talking about things I believed in confidently arguments and it was cool, calm, collected. Now I'm pissed off, and look at this. This is gonna be way more exciting than that first part.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
I'm yelling, you know. So the difference, there's people subconsciously that when they set up their Instagrams or they think about what they're going to post, they think, number one, what's going to get a lot of attention.
Yeah.
So they look back at what's gotten them attention in the past and then they just duplicate it.
Yeah.
And what I think is happening now, it's more fucked up, is they're trying to duplicate that in their actual real life so they have more things to show.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Have you ever been somewhere like a Castlewood or like on a hike or beach or something, and you see the couple that's like taking 1,000 fucking photos?
Oh, I used to live in Florida and go to the beach frequently, so 100%.
You
There
saw
was
the Instagram
always
boyfriends, right?
the Instagram boyfriends or the girl with the boyfriend or husband taking 1,000 pictures
Of
all,
just her
just
or
her.
them holding hands
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Don't you think that the very first thought that person has is, oh, you know, it'd make a great post?
Uh-huh.
Right? So instead of being there with their loved one and saying, what a beautiful scenery, I'm so happy I'm here with you, I love you so much, they go, oh, it's so beautiful, this would get a shit ton of attention on Instagram.
Yeah.
This would make a huge TikTok. This would,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, hey, honey, let's go take a picture over here. And he's like, oh, okay, like she loves me, she wants to take. No, like it's for social media.
Yeah.
Which destroys the entire purpose of it.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Yeah.
So then you see that same couple in real life, and they argue all the fucking time. And
That is one of the biggest things, is where you see the people who show themselves on social media, like the couples that look so happy, but you see them in real life and all they do is argue and fight.
Tell me when
Versus like the couples who you don't really see as much on social media and like they're fine in real life, like because there's no need to try to show something off like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's unfortunately where we've become. And
Yeah.
and it's like a subconscious human trait is, you know, there's animals in the wild that aren't poisonous, but they have the same exact color scheme as a poisonous version
Yep.
of that same animal.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Like everyone puts up a front of what they think is going to make them the easiest through life, that it's going to give them the most through life. Right?
Yep.
So if you are not confident in your body, you're going to throw up a lot of pictures when you have a smidge of confidence in your body.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're going to gain more confidence as people like it.
Uh-huh.
So if I'm not confident in my relationship, I'm going to post it out there so that everyone's like, power couple,
Yeah.
goals, hashtag amazing.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to feel better about this thing that I'm not really that confident in.
Yeah.
So it's like everything you see on social is just someone asking for validation for
From
whatever it is
others.
they're not confident in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Even business, that's what businesses do, right? So like unfortunately that's just the day and age we live in, is
Yeah.
we can give value, like as a business, like as this not a podcast, like that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to unselfishly just put out things that improve people's day to day in their life in some capacity.
Yeah.
You know, and the hope is that you give enough value that people then go, wow, I really appreciate them, I would like to return some value.
Yeah.
And so then they come and buy a membership or tell their friends or share this podcast or whatever. But the intent shouldn't be, I need you to do this, this, and this, and this.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm not going to do this, this, and this, and that.
Yeah, that's not good.
No. But again, like, do you hold it against them?
No, I mean, maybe it's just who they are as a person.
Everyone's
you know?
just looking for some love, man.
Yeah. You know?
And it's not like it's unrelatable.
Yeah.
I can relate to all of it.
Oh, for sure.
But
Yeah.
it's no different than you watching that lady freak out at Target with their kid. Like, I
Yeah.
can relate to you,
Yeah.
but I chose to do something else.
Yes.
Because it's always a choice.
It is. You always have a
Everything.
choice.
You always
it's
have
your
a fucking
decision.
choice. That's right.
Yep.
So having enough awareness in yourself to understand when you're crossing the line of like who you don't want to be or what you don't want to portray,
Yeah.
and then, you know, reeling yourself back in
Yeah.
and being able to stay true to yourself, because otherwise, like, there's no excuses.
100%.
Not really.
No.
What else you got, Jack? It's good shit, man.
Hey, side note, real quick, is that pin in the right spot on the assisted pull-ups?
Oh my God. That's Bart being Bart 1000%.
Ooh.
Doesn't matter what's going on.
embarrassed. I'm so sorry.
Oh, I hope the camera. Oh, the camera might have had that. Okay.
I'm gonna catch that on. I'm gonna go look back in the cameras and see who did that.
Okay.
It was me.
Yeah, it better not be.
I know. It
Time to
wasn't.
see Mad Bart.
I'll
Big
finally
bad
get to see
Bart.
Matt
You're about
Bart.
to-
Okay.
Yeah. You ain't gonna be happy after that. Woo!
Okay.
Yeah, bud.
So I'm gonna circle back around here.
Okay.
I'm gonna circle back around here. So we've gotten to the point we
Did
had.
you like that answer? Sorry. Was that?
Yeah.
Like, did you think that was awesome?
That's great.
All right, perfect.
That's
I needed
fantastic.
validation.
That's fantastic.
See what I did there?
Yeah, yeah.
Did you, see-
You
did you
never
thumbs up
is.
that?
That was
Did you
good.
press like? Thanks.
like this video. Okay, we're gonna circle back around. So now we've had the confidence. We've gone up to this person.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, now we've made friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, like, what filter do you put them through? You're talking about each having your own value and not being like a leech almost, but what filter do you put them through to make sure, okay, we share these character traits or we share the same morals and ethics? What's the filter that they go through?
All right. So, I don't think that it's proper to like interview people when you meet them.
Yeah.
How do you feel on politics and how do you feel on religion and how do you feel? Blah,
Yeah.
blah,
No.
blah,
Not.
blah, blah, blah.
No.
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 I think what you do is you behave how you like to behave.
Yep.
How
You have to be who you are.
authentic.
Yep.
And see how they respond.
Yeah.
Do they take opportunities to showcase the same principles and morals that you have?
Yep.
Because inevitably there'll be moments where like you'll have an urge to do something because it's in your moral palette and they won't even recognize it whatsoever. They
Yeah.
won't notice it whatsoever. So then you're like, okay, well, maybe they're not as morally driven as I am.
Yeah.
Or principle driven as I am.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then that's how things, I think, either fade in or they fade out. It's not a impromptu, like, hey, how do you feel about loyalty?
Yeah,
do you
no.
enjoy determination?
It's not like an interview.
No.
Yeah.
No. It all ends with you have to do what it is that you want in the world,
Yeah.
and then be very aware of, is the world responding in the manner that you would like to attach yourself to?
Yeah.
But then riddle me this. You ready? You ready for this? Why do opposites fucking attract, and why do you marry someone who's exactly the fucking opposite as you?
That's a really good question.
Because that's the case, right? Like, I want to relate, and I want to reflect, and I want to go hand in hand, but we all end with people who like are our
the
opposites.
complete opposite. Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Isn't that interesting?
I
It doesn't
can't
make
decipher.
sense.
Like, there's got to be a foundation of, I think, main character traits
Oh, for sure.
that are conducive with you, right?
With each other. Yeah. You gotta.
Because if you think about it, just because they're messy and I'm clean, maybe doesn't mean anything about their loyalty or trust
Yeah.
or honesty
Yep.
or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or does it? I think we got to break this down.
Okay.
How many opposites does Tyler have to you?
I would say at the beginning we were very different. You know,
At the beginning. You've been together 74 years, right? Is that correct?
65.
65 years.
Yep.
Okay. But like, for real, you've been together since you were,
Since I was 17,
and now you're
29.
okay.
So in the beginning, you know, he was like heavy metal. He listened to rap or whatever, mosh pit, all of that. That wasn't really my scene. Didn't really do any kind of thing like that.
Mm-hmm.
I was heavily like just, you know, rap or pop or whatever. I was always like, I guess you would say like the sporty one, did all the sports and stuff. He never really did any sports. So like the personalities of those are completely different in itself. And then he was always heavily into partying and stuff like that. And I partied a little, but not that much. And then as we've grown older, you know, he has his traits that he likes to do and stuff, and I have mine. But certain things we can like click on, like professional wrestling. Didn't used to watch it, but I watch it now, and it's super interesting. But then on the flip side, like when it comes to like health and wellness and all of that, like he was never really cared like that about any of that. And he's started to a lot more now that because of who I am and stuff, like he's married to me. So he has to be like around it all the time. So he actually cares a little bit more. But then you break it down to when it comes to actually working out, like I physically and mentally need to be in the gym 4 to 6 days a week. And if I'm not, like it messes with my head, my anxiety, like depression, like all of that. Whereas he will go if he has time, but it's not at the top of his priority list. So like
Does that cause you problems?
Sometimes, like, you know, we've had our issues sometimes where like I'm going to go work out and I haven't really seen him or the kids or whatever because he just got home from work, but like I need to work out. It's very important to me, but he would rather spend the time with me and the kids. And I get that. It doesn't mean I love them less. It is one of the top priorities for me. So that makes things difficult like sometimes, but I mean.
So okay. So I've heard a lot of differences.
Yeah.
Right. So what was so attractive about the guy? What did you connect with?
He was always very sweet and kind and caring. And he was always doing like a lot for me. Always does a lot for me. Like if I need something done or whatever, like he'll do it. And granted, like at the beginning, again, we were young. So like he really didn't help with a lot of the housework, blah, blah, blah. But like that was many, many years ago. Like in today's age, like he helps with all of that. I was 17.
Yeah.
You know, he was 19. So.
But that's who we're talking to, right? We're talking to that 17-year-old out there right now that number one only knows how to pick people up on TikTok.
I mean,
number two,
social media wasn't big then, but like, I don't know. Like we known each other for years before we started dating. And we just like clicked up like at a fucking party.
Yeah.
And just kind of started texting and stuff. We were young and we had a good time, and it just kind of transpired from there many years later into like adulthood, which again, we were young. So like we had to grow up together and figure things out together because we got together when we were teenagers, and that was hard. We definitely have had like rough patches and all of that,
Sure.
You know?
Everybody does. And that's what I'm trying to like get out there.
Yeah.
Is I want to pop all of these bubbles that everyone has with the word relationship and marriage and boyfriend, girlfriend. Like there's this unwavering need for everybody to set definitions of these things.
Yeah.
And the moment whatever doesn't look like it, they fucking bail.
Yeah.
Like we are in the age of bailing. We are in the age of avoidance. We're in the age of like, if it doesn't exactly do exactly what I want it to do, something out there will, let me go find it instead of working on this, that, or the other thing.
Yeah, and there's a point where, okay, maybe it's time to call it quits. Like, there is a point for everybody. It just depends on the person. But you can't not try and, like, put in the work before you just, like, up and leave. Like, oh, I'm not going to tolerate this. Just like you said, in this day and age, a lot of people are like, oh, somebody else out there will. But will they? Because there's always going to be another problem.
Okay, so that's my point. So if we can focus... So because there's essentially two focuses. There's the focus on my everyday. I like to exercise. I like to read deep philosophical information. I like to be active. I like to go play sports. I like to go rock climbing. I like to do. So there's all these do's that you have in your life.
Yeah.
And we are so infatuated by what we love to do and spend our time doing that we somehow think that is the dictionary of what we need in our lives from another person.
Yeah.
If you like to do all of these things that I like to do, well, then we'll have this great fucking life together. But that's bullshit. And the fact that we inherently attach ourselves to our opposites is a natural depiction of why it's much more meaningful and deeper of a thing that we need to focus on than what we do like to spend our time doing.
Yeah.
So what I think it has to do with is... Think about the first 6 months of any relationship. Any relationship in the first 6 months, I would say any adult relationship. I don't necessarily remember all my teenage years. But typically what you do is you gather all the information of everything that didn't work in your past, all the past failed relationships, all the bad conversations, all the fuck-ups, everything. And then you comprise and try to make this like all-star version of yourself for as long as you can, right?
Yeah.
You say all the things you thought you should have always said. You do all the things that you thought you should have always done.
Yeah.
It's not who you are. It's just this conglomeration of what you think your best ammunition is.
Yeah.
And then you give that to the person. And then they're doing the same thing from their end. They're doing all the things that people bitched to them about. They're doing all the things that failed them in past relationships for the first. And after that, you can't keep that shit up because you don't like doing any of it. And then you see the real person after 6 months.
Yep.
And that's when things get shaky.
Yep.
But what are they covering up with those things? They're covering up their fucking character.
Yeah.
If you don't freak out about what it is that you like to do, you like comics, or you like working out, or you like eating this way, you don't like drinking. If you stop freaking out about that shit and you just find opportunities to be like, I'm going to show how loyal I am. I'm going to show how hardworking I am. I'm going to showcase. And really what you're not even having the showcase. You're just going to execute who the character you'd like to be.
Yeah.
Right? And the other person goes, wow, they did something that I would do in that situation. Right? Yeah. They also thought being kind to that lady was important.
Yeah.
Or they also noticed how that little kid was playing by himself and like walked over and said, you know, were your mommy, were your daddy, like tried to help the kid. Yeah. These little scenarios are what you need to pay attention to and go, wow, this person from the foundational level is like me. Yeah. Yeah. And from there, I don't give a fuck if you like the exact opposite of everything I like. Yeah. We're going to always work through shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if we can focus on the type of human you are, not your... Oh, he needs this charger.
I thought he was telling me what time it was. Yeah. I was like, well.
Thanks. I thought he was saying showtime. Showtime.
At least you know this is an active gym and it's open.
He was a paid actor.
He was a paid actor. Yeah, we try to spice it up this week with a whole bunch of interruptions. But yeah, but that's not just your relationship with your significant other. That's people you choose to work with, people you choose to surround yourself with. Back to your original question, you have to exude the character traits that you want others around you to have. Yeah. And then be very open-minded with what they choose to do with their time. Yeah. As long as they have the right character traits, like, it's okay. Yeah. It's okay. It's okay that they don't like to exercise. Like, I can see how it's such a big problem, though, because if they're the exact opposite of you, it's very tough to spend a lot of time together if time together is important for you, because they don't like to spend their time doing the same things you like. Yeah. So then there's like a friction every time you're hanging out, because they'd probably be rather doing something else, or you'd be rather doing something else. Yeah. And I think a lot of people find themselves in that exact scenario. Yeah. Right? I don't like to drink. I don't drink.
Same. Not a drinker. Don't care for it.
When my wife and I first started dating, she's gonna fucking kill me for this story. I don't think she watches this shit anyway. It doesn't matter. Okay. So we started talking. It was in college. I had just decided that this was right after I did my solo. You don't know this, but like I lived by myself in college for 3 years. Yeah. Like I pretended to be my own roommate. So like I signed myself up for college twice, and once as a different person.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and I signed myself up for my same room so that I could be my own roommate. Okay. Yeah. That's how badly I wanted to be by myself. Okay. After that, though, I did decide eventually to move in with somebody again. This is like my 6th year of college at this point. And I meet her, and she's a go out, drink, talk to, different people type of girl. She's not like, committed to just one. I'm a go to sleep at 9, wake up at 5, eat perfect, drink water, work out, don't. Yeah. One day, this is about a month and a half into dating, we were supposed to go to Guns N' Hoses together. It was a date night. We were supposed to watch a movie at my house, because I don't like to go out.
Nice.
Yeah, movie at my house. Shut up, Jag.
I'm introverted as
well. There was no Netflix at that time, so there was no chill.
Blockbuster and chill.
Yeah, it was whatever DVDs my roommate had at the time. Wall-E was actually the movie that I had decided to watch. So it's cool. The day of, she calls me, texts me, and says, "Hey, listen, my best friend was invited me to go to Guns N' Hoses. Do you care if I go?" I'm like, "No, I don't care if you go. If you're deciding to go with her versus our date, like I don't care. That's fine. You've made
it's your choice.
It's your choice."
Yeah.
But I let her know. I go, "But just know you're not going to see me tonight. You're not going to come here to my house, drunk. Yeah. And then fuck up my night of sleep and fuck up my day tomorrow because you decided to go do whatever the fuck you wanted to go do.
Mm-hmm.
I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm not going to text you the rest of the night. Like, you've made your choice.
Yeah.
Sure enough, 1 o'clock in the fucking morning, I hear a rapping on my fucking window. So my bed is right next to a window, and she's knocking on my window. And I'm like, what the fuck? I look. I just close the blinds. Like, no, I'm going right back to sleep. I fucking told you. I told you what this was about. So I go back to sleep. I must be asleep maybe 15 minutes. She had knocked on my roommate's window, and he let her in.
Oh, yeah.
So now, you know, all of a sudden I feel like her climbing into bed. And I'm like, no. No. I said no. You don't get to fucking snuggle or fuck, or you don't get it. You don't get it tonight. Right?
Nice.
So I I put my elbow toward the edge of the bed so she doesn't have room, and then she lays on my elbow, so I literally scoot her and she falls onto the floor.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this is a true story. I'm not making any of this up.
I believe you.
Yeah, I know. It's sad. So she's there, and then she tries to get in again, and she's drunk. And I will tell you, the biggest pet peeve I have is drunk people. When I am
don't like 'em
sober,
either.
I fucking
Same.
can't stand drunk.
They get on my nerves. It drives me nuts.
Everything that they do makes me mad.
Yeah.
You know, you're an adult, you're a grown adult, and you're acting like a child. This is not cute or funny or any of that. I fucking can't stand it.
Yeah.
So I kindly pick her up, walk her to my door, close the door, and I lock the key. Okay? I go back to bed. I don't think anything of it. I don't care what she does or where she goes. Just you're not gonna get me. I wake up probably an hour and a half later, 3:30 in the morning. I have to pee. Guys pee in the middle of the night. It's what we do.
Girls do too, but yeah, continue.
Okay. Well, I didn't know that.
No, just now you know.
I do.
Okay.
I walked into the bathroom, and there she is, passed out on the floor.
Oh my gosh.
Okay? She took a nap on my bathroom floor. I don't think she threw up, but she's just sleeping there. And I'm like, I fucking said no. So I pick her up, okay? I help her out of my house, and I fucking close the door. I laid her on my porch. I closed the door, and I locked it. Okay? In my mind, I'm like, this relationship is over.
Yeah.
Not because I don't want to talk to her, but because there's no way she's ever going to talk to me again.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
In a million years. Right? She's not there when I wake up. I go to school. I come back. As I come back, she's sitting on my stoop, wanting to talk.
Stoop. Yeah. Got it.
Stairs.
No, I know.
Is this during the
Hey,
Revolutionary War or what?
Bro, stoops are a normal thing of houses, bro. Like a porch with stairs, okay? Whatever, dude. I don't talk to her. I don't say a word. I don't look at her. I walk right past her, close the door, lock it. Okay? If anyone's seen the movie Fight Club, it's exactly like that, where they're just standing at the front door and the guy just berates them and walks through and closes it. And they stand there for 3 days. 3 days, she'd keep coming back. After I got done from school, she would be sitting on my stairs. The third day, and I wouldn't say shit. I wouldn't text her back.
Yeah.
You know, she's apologetic and blah, blah, blah. The third day, I'm like, okay, come on in. Why? I showed you exactly who I was.
Yeah.
And, obviously it didn't work because you chose to go do something else. And then you wanted to break my boundaries.
Yeah.
And I did not let you. I go, why do you even want to be in a relationship with me? That obviously was very embarrassing, right? Whatever. And she goes, there's nothing more attractive than someone who stands for what they believe in that much.
Yeah.
And she goes, if you ever believe in us as much as you believed in that, we'll be the best couple of all time.
Yeah.
And we've been married for 10 years.
Yeah.
You know? And you have to be willing to sacrifice, quote unquote, people and places and to be yourself.
Yeah.
But when you really showcase yourself to the world, you give the world the opportunity to connect the right pieces.
Yeah.
And it's the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
You know? But I mean, that story, anytime I tell it to people, people are like, you're a weird motherfucker, man.
I mean, I'm very
crazy.
surprised.
I know.
Yeah.
Because again, 1,000 out of 1,001 people,
Yeah.
girls would be like, fuck that motherfucker.
Yeah.
But I wasn't looking for the 1,000.
Yeah.
I'm looking for 1,001.
Yeah.
Right? Just like with your job or your friends or whatever. Like,
yeah.
You got to be okay with things going away as long as you're who you really want to be.
Yeah.
And you'd be surprised how much cool shit happens when you're willing to do that.
I believe it.
You know?
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah.
Interesting story.
Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah. Even the stoop talk. That's great.
Stoop.
Stoop.
You knew what a stoop was, right?
I did because I watch Hey Arnold, so.
That's why you know what a stoop is?
Oh, yeah. I'm not afraid to admit that.
And he has no idea. Or
So
she.
you sit
Or
on
the
it,
dinosaur.
It sounds like.
Yeah. It's stairs. So, yeah. Oh, God damn. I have to explain stoop. This is what's happening
Back
right
during
now.
the Depression.
No, dude, it's a normal fucking piece of architecture. There's not like an age thing with this. Like, you go to fucking New York, there's stoops everywhere. You have a building. You have the front door. The front door is raised above the ground, and to get to the front door, you have to walk up the stoop.
Like
that is what
Hey
it's
Arnold.
called. God, yes, sure. Hey Arnold.
Not the stairs.
They are stairs,
There's stairs. It's.
known as a stoop.
Oh, boy.
Grinning so hard. Jack, give us one more, bro.
Okay. One more of anything, huh?
Shoot your shot.
Okay. Well, it's interesting. That's interesting because had you let her crawl into bed with you,
Yep.
the boundaries in your relationship would
Have diminished.
diminish immediately,
Destroyed.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Destroyed. And then it would have proceeded that way, right? We would have had sex. We would have like. Then in her mind,
She's got you.
She could do whatever the fuck she
Right.
wants.
Yep.
She can use me, and then I have to be used in order for this to continue. Because anytime I'd put up a front,
She would think that you're just bluffing.
exactly,
Yep.
exactly. You can't. You just have to stand up for that shit.
Yeah.
And I think that's why so many relationships fail is because they start with diminished boundaries.
I mean, we did, in a way. We were young, teenagers.
And then you had to build boundaries, which has
Yep.
caused that friction point, right?
Yeah.
There were non-negotiables that you had to create while you've already explained that there are negotiables.
Yeah.
And how do you figure those out? In your relationship, how do you figure that out?
So for me, like my mother and stepfather got divorced because he had a drug addiction. And so one of my biggest no's that I will not tolerate is drugs. I won't do it. You know, marijuana is one thing, but like if you're doing any kind of anything else, like that's a boundary that I'm not willing to settle for. And it's an immediate I'm leaving. And, you know, I drank a little, but like nowadays, like I don't drink. And it's not that I won't tolerate it, but like over the course of time, I let those boundaries know. And as a teenager, you know, he did definitely partake in a little drugs and stuff like that. But
And you hated it.
I didn't like it. I wasn't I occasionally would like do nothing crazy. But when we had a child, everything changes. You know, my priority is now her. So now my boundaries are even more firm than they ever were. And
They
like,
weren't now. They're not just for you now.
they're for
They're
her.
protective boundaries for
Yes,
your daughter.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just,
Almost just died.
and broke the TV.
Okay, so check that out. You and this is common. A lot of people say that, you know, kids change you.
They do.
I don't think they change you. They force you to really be yourself.
That's a good point.
You know,
Good way to look at it. Yeah.
Because you had those boundaries, you just let them down.
I did.
You didn't
yeah.
enjoy doing what you were doing, but you didn't want to be alone. You wanted to be with him.
Yep.
So if he's doing drugs, not only do I have to let him do drugs, but I don't want to be on the outside of this, so
Yep.
I'll dabble in it as well.
Yeah.
Right? I hate it. I don't like myself when I do it. So you have two choices. You can either stop the thing that makes you not like yourself,
Yep.
or set a hard boundary and say, this is a non-negotiable thing.
Yeah.
Which, that's why a lot of relationships bounce, because they're
Yeah.
like, well, I want to keep doing what I'm doing.
Yep.
Okay, well, then it's not with me.
Yeah. You just got to work through it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what makes
mean-
relationships difficult.
They are very difficult, but
But it's choose your hard.
yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. You got to choose your hard. Everybody has their own hard. You have to choose yours because what's hard for you might be not hard for someone else, or vice versa, whatever it is.
But also choose the time it's hard, meaning when you decide to make it hard. If you make it easy in the beginning, and you're a pushover and a doormat and you do whatever the fuck they want you to do and you appease the shit out of them, it's going to get really fucking hard after you decide to stop doing that.
Yeah.
Right? But when I decided to be difficult in the very beginning of the relationship, that's as easy of a hard as it could have been.
Yeah.
Because there's no prior knowledge or experience or any falsehoods to like go against.
Yeah.
So just like if you're going to get fat, when is it the easiest not to get fat? Right when you start to get fat.
Yeah.
If you wait and try to diminish the pain until you get really, really fat, well, you're going to have to go through a lot of fucking pain.
Yeah.
To undo all of that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I was talking about it with a client this morning. He goes, I don't understand why when I have one bad decision, I decide to throw in the towel and just make bad decisions the rest of the day.
Yeah.
He goes, but that's every fucking time. If I had something stupid and I ate an extra 500 calories for all fucking reason.
That's what a lot of, they mess up with breakfast and now the rest of their meals the rest of the day. Why bother?
And then if it's on a Friday night, it's like, this whole weekend's going to go to shit.
Yep.
Like, why can't, like, if you just kept it to the 500 calories, if you just kept it to the one bad decision and then immediately picked yourself right back up.
And continued on.
It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But then we make it a giant fucking deal.
Yeah.
I don't get it. But I will tell you right now, if you're in that mindset and if you're thinking about shit in any capacity, work, your health, your relationships, whatever, like, do the hard stuff first.
Yeah.
And then if you fuck up, restart immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately.
100%.
And you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Victoria, thank you so much for coming.
Of course.
Thanks, Victoria.
Always
Yes.
a good time.
Great having you.
Talking to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's good being here.
Is there anything you want to say to the public?
You should come to my class.
Oh, plug, bitch.
Or train.
Yes. If you are wanting some phenomenal help with exercise or just improvement of your life, Victoria is phenomenal.
I'm here to help.
She is always.
Yes.
Jack, man, what do you got? You good?
Life's good, baby.
Life's good?
Yeah.
All right. October 21st. Yo, Power Fest.
Yes.
Okay, O'Fallon, Missouri. Get your plane ticket. Get your hotel room. There's 3 hotels next to the gym. Okay, huge extravaganza. We've got vendors on vendors on vendors. Yesterday, someone told me they're bringing a 150-foot inflatable obstacle course.
I think the adults are going to be more excited for that.
It's 150 by 80.
Yes, I am very excited.
I cannot wait.
Yes,
this is going to be amazing. Okay. There's gonna be cars, there's gonna be Lamborghinis, there's gonna be vendors with like permanent jewelry, and I'm trying to get a tattoo artist to do micro tattoos. Why? Because why not?
That would be cool.
Right?
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
If you get a Project Power tattoo, that's 3 inches by 3 inches, free membership for life.
Really?
I don't know, maybe. If you're willing to do it, we can have a conversation.
He's like, I might think about it.
Let's do it. All right. Limit to 5.
5 people only.
5 people only. First 5 people. All right.
Okay.
Thanks for not listening to the Not a Podcast. We'll see you next week. Tuesdays is when the big ones drop. And comment, subscribe, like. But we don't care. We don't need your validation. Bye!